Okay, for this video I'm going to be drawing on the inside of a cereal box. So all I'm going to do is take out a bag of cereal. In fact, you know where that can go? I did actually make in a previous video, link at the top of the screen now, I made this. So I'm going to put it in here. Go into the improved design box, which is all comic booky and fun. Alright, done. So that's now the cereal box. And this I'm going to open up and draw on the inside of, because it's just, this won't cut it. No good. Done. And now time to flip it over and draw on this side. Now that I'm back drawing on cardboard, I really wanted to push myself into this combination, this amalgamation of different subject matters all smashed together, because I've been doing some doodly, kind of swirly, wiry things for a bit, and I like doing those. I want to do more of them, but I didn't really include fabric so much, so I wanted to gently start to introduce the fabric textures, and that is just a surface area to use to try and have different elements interacting with that, but also human characters. I really don't do that very often. Come to think of it, I really don't do animals very often either. I should really start to introduce animals into the doodling style, because I'd like to try and do animals from memory and see what happens. I'm not the best at using reference when it comes to this kind of doodle format. So part of me thinks that I should really see what my mind can conjure if I want to draw a bear, or a cat, or a giraffe, whatever I want to put in. How far can I get, or what will it look like? What will I distort or elongate or compress when I'm trying to conjure this animal out of thin air? So I might start trying to do that, because for humans it's a bit easier. I've drawn humans quite often. I haven't drawn animals, dogs, wolves, etc. very often. So that would be interesting. That might have to be the next video, we'll see. This video has taken quite a while, too long, and last week I didn't upload a video, and the week before I uploaded a video that was shorter and had a smaller doodle on it, and it was well received, which I appreciate, from a couple of commenters who were very nice about it. And that's basically something which I did because I was struggling to finish this doodle. And is it still a doodle if you take this long over it? I still think it is, because it's playtime, and I've not been spending loads of time drawing it. I've just been spending time doing other things, so it's stretched how long it takes to finish this piece. But there we are. That was part of what has been bothering me, is delaying this video for so long, and then the video is longer than I usually like to put them out. So we'll see how this does. People might not be so into such a I don't know, I think it's about 17 minutes long, this video, so we'll see what that does to the viewer numbers. Those types of things do affect me a little. I want more people to see the videos and enjoy them, and I try to think about what art videos I click on and what I'm looking for in the videos, so I'm trying to offer that as well. So who knows, it's a bit of a work in progress and development of the channel. I'm trying to change the channel in certain ways that I think are going to improve it, but it's only subtle ways that even long-time viewers may not even notice, but just slight improvements if possible, and there will still be plenty to make. So forgive me for cutting a few corners whilst I have a busy schedule. So just to fill in some of the blanks, I will explain that I've basically been busy working with a gallery at the moment, and not in the way which you would think, where I'm painting and putting up a show. I've been working with a gallery for a while where I film their exhibitions, but I also join the gallerist when he goes to visit the artists and selects the work for the show, and I film that interaction and I make a film about it afterwards, or a video about it. But it feels like making a film because it's got several scenes that I try to shoot, and there are lots of different considerations when it comes to this type of video format for an online audience. It's great fun. It's a real privilege to be able to visit so many talented painters in their spaces, and not just painters actually. I went to go and see a kind of sculptor. She was amazing. So there are going to be different, it's mostly painters, I must admit, but different artists, different disciplines that artists engage with, and that's what I do for part of my time. And for a lot of my time, it's interviewing artists for the podcast. My podcast is Painting Insights Podcast. I'll put a link in the description, and that's mainly what I do, is I source and discuss with artists and edit episodes for my ongoing podcast. It's on season 5 currently, and season 6 will start in November. So I'm excited to always feed that channel with more fascinating and amazing artists. There really are wonderful people and very generous, so it's really nice to have that, and that's a lot of what my time is taken up by. But I also make art myself, and I joined in with a few exhibitions recently, so I've been posting about that on Patreon, and there are different ways of sharing this information, but my favourite is probably sharing it on my Patreon channel. Okay, this is a Patreon video about automatic drawing. So if you join my Patreon, you will see this video and many others like it. That's what I'm showing you on the screen now, is a video that I made about a drawing process called automatic drawing. It explains how and why this is a useful way to make art. There are lots of different ways of making art and using different tools, different thought processes, and expressing your ideas, and this is one of them. You can join now for $2 a month and start using these techniques. It's not much to ask. I know that it's too much for some people, so I appreciate that it's not for everyone, but if you can afford it, it will really help this channel. You'll also be a patron of the arts, which sounds posh, and there's nothing quite as prestigious as a posh patron of the arts. So if you are able to do that, then I really would appreciate it. There's also animation, exhibition, and behind the scenes videos. Loads to check out on the channel. I've been making it for quite a while, so I upload a video every month, and I'm going to start creating a tier system with different exclusive access videos. I hope to see you there soon. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching. Now, I normally don't use paint for these doodles, and I liked the idea of using the brown as a feature colour, the brown of the cardboard that is, as a colour which would stand out, whereas normally it kind of disappears. And I've started to notice that as much as I enjoy doodling on brown cardboard and grey cardboard, it doesn't always utilise the full potential of that surface, and I don't want to use too much light in order to detract from the cardboard colour in the on the subject, that is. For example, if I were to use white on these characters that I'm drawing, then it would make them really stand out and pop. Maybe in a good way, but it would make the brown disappear. So it was the opposite idea for this this cardboard box doodle, is that I wanted it to become the background was all flat and the characters came to life through the brown and black marks. That was the concept anyway. But I had this concept of using a pattern on the white that I was painting for the background, and the pattern that I'm going to use is from an Indian takeaway that I go to periodically, where I go and wait for the food and I end up looking up and looking around at the different things in the restaurant, and I noticed on the ceiling that there was this pattern which I really liked, and I took a photograph. So I suppose that is the reference that I've used for this video, is that photograph that I took. But the funny thing is one of the chaps who work there came out, and I think he just politely asked me what I was doing, and I said I really like some of this pattern, and he found it really funny. And I said I just like it. It's unusual, and it's not particularly any kind of genre or culture. It's just a pattern that I think really lends itself to the design aspect of illustrations and things like that. And doodles are for me a scribbly, loose illustration that you're just playing and trying to figure out what you like and what can work. And so that's basically what I wanted to use for this. And what I ended up doing was incorporating that pattern into this doodle. But yeah, so the white I think really contributed quite a lot, and I bought a cheap white acrylic paint from the range, I don't know, a month or so ago, and it's just got a big pump nozzle on the top of it, so you just press it down like you would with a hand soap, and white paint just spurts out. So not even spurts out, it comes out, it pours out. So yeah, I've got that on a sealed palette, and it stays wet. So that's the good thing, not because of the white, but because the sealed palette keeps things wet, even acrylic. So that's what I used for this, so I didn't feel as though I'm losing my most precious aspect of acrylic painting, which is the white, because you really use a lot of white in painting, or I use it anyway. I try to desaturate a lot of the colours. Anyway, that's another subject. So that's why I felt that I could use the white for this. I don't know if I'm going to do it in the future. There's probably different things that I can do. I know that I have different pens and tools that I've not used enough, and I'd like to introduce them into certain videos that I'm going to make in the near future. But for now, it was concentrating on the balance between these two characters and the space between them as well, and to try and make it work. And yeah, it was a bit of a battle at times, because I don't have a full idea in my head of what I'm going to do. For anyone who's not aware, I have aphantasia, which just means that I can't picture things in my imagination. Even though I say that I can, I use it as an expression. I'll say, oh, I can picture how that'll work. I don't actually picture things. I have a concept that I can understand, yet I can't visually see anything in my imagination. And I think I assumed everyone was the same until my very first podcast, and my co-host at the time wanted to discuss aphantasia as one of the episodes, and we discussed that, and I realised in the episode that I probably have aphantasia myself. And since then it's made the other things make more sense. Like, I can't understand directions from people, even with places that I've been to quite frequently I should say. If people say where such a thing is, and then there's so and so on your right and that on your left, and I just can't, because I can't see it, I get a bit stressed out and think, I don't know what any of this means. I'm completely lost because I can't picture anything. So I'll just try to remember everything that they've said, so that when I'm there in the moment, I can look and check for these landmarks. Anyway, that was a bit of a diversion, but this is just to tell you that that's the reason why I can't always visualize, or I can't really at all visualize where these things are going. I just have a concept of, if the background is white, then that means that the brown and black of the doodle should stand out in the contrast to it. And then if the background has a pattern, so long as I make the pattern some kind of complementary connection to the other elements, then it shouldn't detract from the subject. So in that case, I thought, I have this box of felt tip pens that I've barely used, and I really would like to use them more often, and I thought I'll use those to draw the pattern. And I wasn't exactly sure how to do it. Should I do it with a ruler? Should I do it freehand? And I ended up doing a little bit of both, but that was the fun part. As soon as I felt like the characters had a bit of shading, maybe not enough shading, and there wasn't quite enough detail on one of the characters, I could probably do a lot more with both of the characters, but I felt like this video had been delayed long enough, and I really wanted to post it. In the future I will invest more hours into the doodle, even if it's trying to get a turnaround in less time. I will ensure that I commit certain times of day to pushing a doodle into a point of finish so that I can then edit and publish the video, because that's really what I want to do, is just share it with people. And this is one which I've been looking forward to. It's been open and sat on the side for quite a while, and I was looking at it just thinking this has got potential, but until it's there I don't really know what I'm dealing with and whether it'll be decent or not. So that's why I was anxious to put it out. And the characters I thought were quite interesting. I tried to put enough emotion in their faces and enough of a suggestion of a difference of emotion in each of them that you could maybe interpret what's happening in your own way. Okay, so here we go. That is the box done. I think it looks quite good. I quite like it. I think the paint's really added something which I didn't have in the previous box, that being this one here. So as much as I liked the drawing on this, it was fun, I kind of prefer how this pops. It's just got something to it. So I'm going to swap this over. There we go. That is my latest design. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, check out the Patreon, support me there. And if not, then keep watching. See you in the next video.